Going into the season, I don't know, I kind of came out of cross country. I didn't run cross last year. I think that was the biggest thing that helped me turn over from last season because I had hit 150. I was like on the border cusp last year to qualify, and I was like 49 or something. So I missed it by one spot. And my coaches were like, I think if you get that cross country base, which you didn't have, then that's gonna make the difference. So that has to contribute to everything, to be honest. And then just really, continuing to be consistent indoor. I really started to see like the times that I was running outdoor last year, they started to, kind of happen indoor. And then basically from that point forward, I'm like, okay, we're looking pretty good, like running 150, 151 indoor, and then just basically, like I said, continue to be consistent. So outdoor it was just a matter of being patient because I ran 150 like 5 times. So at this point, coaches were like, just be patient. Chris Sanders, who just graduated, who was a phenomenal runner here, he said before he went sub, he basically ran like 153 times or something like that. So I'm like, okay, so just got to be consistent. And sure enough, like it just happened at the last meet. Going into that meet, I just told myself, like last year, I kind of stuck on the guy, and I said I needed to be there more this year. So I said, I'm just gonna go for it. Whoever is rabid in that race, I'm gonna be on them and basically just see what happens. I didn't know where, like physically, I knew like my training, put me in a position where I can run sub, but I just needed to like do it with someone in the race. So passing the line, I'm like, oh my God, I just 147. I couldn't believe it when I did pass it because I don't know, it was a big jump from 150 to 147, so I assumed like going in I would go under, but I didn't know it would go under that much. But it felt great though afterwards, so that's where I think most of the surprise was, is that I felt like I had a lot more left in the tank when I did run 147. It's one thing if I was winded coming in, but I was like this felt like the 150 I ran last week, so yeah, I definitely had the mindset that this was going to be it. I mean, the coach said, oh, we got a few chances here. I know there was a meet that was going to be that Saturday, and I pretty much X'd that meet out the equation. I said, I'm going to do it here today because I don't want to run Saturday. Plus, like, it was supposed to rain and stuff, which it did, so I was like, this is probably the best chance I have to do this. So, and then the coaches told me, like, there's going to be some pretty good guys in my race, and so once they pretty much got, like, the final lineup, they were just like, yeah, you could do it. Just go for it. So the whole entire time riding down there, I'm like, focused, like, okay, I'm running fast today. That was what I prepared for, and I definitely did that, I guess you can say. So yeah, I came a long way just transferring here to LaSalle, and I know when I transferred that year, like I said, Chris is one of those guys that I like looked up to when I first came here. I'm like, this guy is a national. That was the thing that pretty much sold me to the school, is that I saw the program itself, but when I saw Chris like go to Tampa and then go to the finals, I was like, wow, there's some serious stuff going on there. So I always kind of wanted to obviously do the same thing. That's the hopes of bringing all our middle distance runners in. So it feels great to be able to represent LaSalle, especially a school that has kind of been looked past in middle distance. We always had so much talent, and we always have like a few guys every year, but I think it's time for us to kind of start to hit the bigger stage. So that's where I'm excited because, with Chris to me to, some of the guys that are to come next year, we're excited to be able to represent our school at that level, especially a small school too, so yeah.
So my training for this season started actually last summer. I worked really hard to build a good base, and then I was able to use that base and continually improve through cross country, which led into indoor track and outdoor track. I've ran my best times in almost all my races this year because I've been working hard. I had big goals for myself this year. So it's really different. I've been running for over 10 years, but this is the first time I've ever hurdled or jumped into a big water pit. So in that aspect, I didn't really have any expectations for myself when this year started, but I kind of took to it quickly, and I practiced hard with my coaches, and I was able to pick up on it pretty quickly. There's still room for improvement, but it was a lot of fun. So because it was the A10 championship, I wasn't really worried about qualifying. I wasn't going for time, I was going for place and for points for the team. So I was a little nervous before the race. It was my first big race where I was expected to do well. But I put myself in the race and I ran and I tried to hurdle as hard as I could. And so afterwards I finished and I was second and I was super happy about my placement. And then my coach was like, "Did you see your time? Like, it was 10:18, like that's a regional qualifier." And I was so excited, and it was a super happy moment, one of the best moments of my life. I'm honored to be able to represent not only me, but LaSalle and my teammates. My teammates have pushed me all through the season. They're the reason I'm the runner I am today. And my coaches have done phenomenal coaching me and encouraging me and believing in me. So I'm honored to be able to represent all of them on Friday, and I hope to be able to run so they're all proud.